What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Drew. Today, I got a special guest with me, Bfordlancer himself, all the way from New York, Jake Barford. Yo, man, thank you for coming to the channel. Welcome.
What's up, man? I'm ready to go. Let's talk some U.S. soccer flops. Sorry to
Let's do it.
spoil the concept, but you guys already know what it is.
Yeah, if
Let's
you
do
see
it.
the title, you guys know what we're talking about. USMNT flops, best, I guess, worst 11, best flopped USMNT 11. So let's just get right into it. If you guys are new here,
The best flopped 11. I love it.
yeah,
The best of the worst team
the
that you
best
can
of the worst.
possibly make with USA players.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. So it was hard to talk about like defenders because it's kind of slim, I think, to people like at least well known if like they're flopping or not flopping. Attackers are mostly the ones who are get the most recognition. But we're gonna do our best, me and Jake. So let me know what you guys think down below of who you think deserves their spot, in place of whoever we pick. So let's start off first with USMT flopped 11. Let's go for goalkeepers. I think it's pretty solid to pick Bill Hamid for that. What do you think, Jake?
Yeah, I think it's fair. I think with a lot of the players on this list, one thing we'll see is a lot of these players, like, by flop, we don't mean they just turned out to be completely terrible. A lot of these players just had a lot of expectations and
Yeah.
potential and didn't live up to it. So, like, although Hamid, like, pretty solid, like, MLS goalkeeper, like, we're looking for someone after Tim Howard, thought he might be the guy and he
Yeah.
wasn't. So that's, I think, why, like, he's our goalkeeper on this list.
Yeah. Bill Hamid, I think, had a lot of hype going into him because he was always solid, I think solid for DC United. And then always wondering, hey, is he going to come to USMT? Never actually did. Brad Guzan was there forever. And now he's playing USL. So, but
Wow, he's in USL now. I didn't even realize that.
yeah, USL now. So his career went total opposite of what we think.
Yep. Yeah, and also with goalkeepers, Hamid's here. I think in a few years we might be adding like potentially like a Zach Steffen to this list
Oh, yeah.
with the way he's going. Like we maybe could have even chose him now, but we'll give him a
It's still
little bit more
fresh.
time. Yeah, like Matt Turner, I think is the new guy for now. But
Yeah.
like give it a year or two, I think Steffen would probably be the dude at the goalkeeper spot.
Yeah, I think Ethan Horvath's gonna take that number 2
That's true.
spot, so
Yep.
that's not looking good for Stefan.
Yep.
Alright, so I kinda we had to do, like, a back 3 because, like I said earlier, defenders are kinda slim, so back 3, start off on the right back, kind of. What do you think about DeAndre Yedlin?
I actually love DeAndre Yedlin. It feels bad that he's on this list. Again, he's one who he's been pretty solid, but everyone thought he was just going to be the speedy American. Like what
Yeah.
a lot of people thought he could be, a world class fullback, and that's why he's on this list. He ended up just being a pretty average fullback, maybe a little bit above average, but people thought he actually had like world class potential back in the day, and he definitely didn't live up to that, did he?
No, man, yeah, he broke onto the scene, I think, like, for Sounders and then, like, the
Yep.
2014 World Cup. I was like, "This kid looks really good, like, he's lighting it up, he's quick
Hmm.
as hell."
With the
And then
Spurs, right?
yeah, then he went for Spurs, like, right after that, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Alright." At that time, Spurs had people like Kyle Walker and I think
Yeah.
other good right backs, but
I
after
will
that
say, yeah, I will say, I feel like he did like set the stage. There was kind of like a group in there after the 2010 and 2014 World Cup. He was one of those players to, make the move to Europe. Obviously, you had Tim Howard, Donovan, Dempsey, a
yeah,
few others, but like,
but younger players.
yeah, like that was like the 2010s were a really good like transitional period for us, like US in general in soccer, where a lot more players started to flood over. And I think now in like the 2020s, like we're just gonna see even more Americans go to Europe, which is
Oh,
gonna help
definitely.
improve the quality of play from us. And
Yeah. I
yeah,
think it's only up from here, so
for sure.
that's good. Alright, so let's go middle, more center back-ish. What do you got for another center back?
Do we do? I think I'd like this to start with Chandler, Tyson Chandler.
Timothy Chandler.
Timothy, yeah, Timothy Channel. My bad.
You're good.
I'm exposing myself here. Yeah, it was the center back for Frankfurt. Um, wow, like again, another one of those players who made the move to Europe, right? And then just didn't live up to it. I think I feel like there are a lot of players in that era who maybe I don't know. Do you think they like made the move too early or what?
Yeah, I don't even know. Like, and Timothy Chandler, I feel like he's always been in Germany. You know what I mean? So like,
Yeah,
you would think that he would be a good player to like play in the first division of Germany all the time. Like,
yeah.
why aren't you like the main starter to this day, right back or center
For
back,
sure.
whatever, for the U17? It just I guess he didn't develop the skills enough to solidify himself. But I think
Yep.
that's why I think we got him on the list here because
Yeah.
early in the USMNT years he was always around, and now he's just kind of MIA.
Yeah. I need to look up Tyson Chandler because I believe he played for like the Thunder. No,
Tyson
the
Chandler.
Knicks. Tyson Chandler. Because I was like the T Chandler. Obviously, I know Chandler, but I had Tyson Chandler from the. Are you a basketball guy or no?
No, I mean
Oh,
if you
you're
talk
not
about the
NBA.
Knicks only.
Yeah, he was on the Bulls and Knicks. I watched too much basketball.
Yeah, I saw you tweeting about the playoffs and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Chandler though, Timothy Chandler, yeah, deserved to be on this list. Again, you brought up a good point. Like in Europe, like why is he not? Why did he not live up to the hype if he was playing, consistently in Europe? Like
Yeah,
why is he not the guy?
in the top 5 league, like
Yeah,
it's wild, man. It's wild.
yeah,
All right, and then another last center back we got here. I got Omar Gonzalez. I think everyone knows him more from being an LA Galaxy player,
yeah.
breaking onto the scene, and early on, like maybe like the mid 2010s for the U17 era, he was always being called up by Jurgen Klinsmann or whoever was in charge at that time for Gold Cups, World Cup qualifying. Omar Gonzalez was always like starting, but then
hmm
I feel like he was always a liability. I feel like he didn't play well for the U17.
hmm
What
I
do you
think
think?
like defenders in general, center backs in general for the U.S.
Yeah,
MNC. There's just been so many like in and out almost. We have never really solidified like a center back that could, be a starter for, 4,
yeah,
5, 6, 7 years, let alone like 2 or 3 years, to be honest. Like
exactly. Yeah,
they're just countless center backs in and out of this team. And I really hope we find that one center back who can stick with us and just be the guy for like 8 years, like 2 World Cups at least.
yeah,
Just
dude. Yeah,
reliable.
you're so spot on. Like, there's no
Yeah.
good pairing duo that we can think of that's
No.
like every World Cup qualifier, every World Cup game. Like,
Yeah.
it just goes right, back and forth.
Yeah.
All right, let's go up the pitch where everyone likes to talk about the attacking, the midfield.
Yeah.
For midfield, let's see what I got here. Let's start off first with Gideon Zelalem. I think this kid was breaking onto the scene. He had high FIFA potential back in the day,
Yep.
So
Yep.
yeah, come on, you know that. But like playing for Arsenal, not playing for Arsenal, but going on loan from Arsenal for 4 years, like then coming to MLS, playing in Kansas City, like he just never lived up to that FIFA potential. What do you
Yeah.
think?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. He's one that didn't. I don't know why, but I didn't follow his career as much as I should. Um, but obviously, yeah, I remember him being in FIFA and like I play career mode all the time, and he has like insane potential. Like he's a guy I'd always sign, but like I didn't follow him in real life. Like where did like things get wrong for him? Like honestly, because I don't even know.
I have no idea. I don't.
Yeah,
That's
what happened?
a
Did someone
future
tell us?
video right there. Yeah, guys, let us know down below because this kid was like supposed to be the next big midfielder, and then he just now he's in MLS. No, actually,
Yeah,
now he's actually in the second division of the Dutch league.
really? Okay,
Yeah, I
that's
just
so
looked it up before the
random.
video,
That's so
just to make
random.
sure. Yeah, that's crazy. Like your career just went down, but I think he's still pretty much young. Like he could kind of turn it around, late 20s.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. How old is he? Can we do some research on the spot here?
Yeah, he's definitely playing for the second division of the Dutch team,
Yeah,
FC
he's only
Den Bosch.
26. He's like my age. He's
He's young, but he can still turn around. Some players go into their
maybe.
prime, like late 20, like 28, 29.
Yeah. That'd be interesting. I don't know. Maybe he'll make a comeback. Probably
If you're
not, but
watching Gideon, motivate yourself. You got this, bro. All right, who else you got next to Gideon?
I'd like to just go to Julian Green. Potentially,
Ooh,
I would say top 3 on this list, man. Um,
hex yeah.
he was the guy for me, like, when I first started following the US in 2010. He wasn't on the scene just yet, but I started following them leading up to 2014, and, like, he
Yeah,
was the guy that everyone would talk about, right?
exactly.
And then had a decent World Cup, right? He scored against Belgium in the knockout stage game, I
Yeah,
believe.
an extra time, yeah.
Yeah, and then after that,
That was it.
disappeared. Literally just
What
disappeared.
Yeah, I think that's nuts. Like he scored a goal that like nobody else could score. He came on as a
Yeah.
sub, scored a
Yep.
goal to try and save the U17, but like and that you just gave up? Like
I
it made
don't
no
it,
sense.
he was on Bayern Munich, right? I believe.
Yeah, he was in Bayern Munich. Yeah.
He was on Bayern Munich. So this man had World Cup experience. He was on Bayern Munich, one of the biggest clubs in the world, was probably getting
Mhm.
some of the best training he could ever
Training.
ask for.
Yeah.
Like everything was there for him to be a superstar, and something went wrong. No
I
idea
don't
what it
know.
was.
Yeah, I
Sad
don't know,
though,
but
because I
yeah,
really
it
liked him.
me too. He was cool. He was actually trying to do, like, some skill moves with the ball, which
Yeah.
at that time, Klinsmann wanted someone who can do that, and, like, we never
Yeah.
seen that before for U17. I was like, "Dude, like, this guy's playing for freaking Bayern Munich, like,
Yeah.
reserves." Like, they were lighting up the world at that time. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
they still are, but, like,
He
they were a
was
good
like the
team.
Pulisic back in the day, right? Like he was like the OG Pulisic, like the wonder kid. Like everyone was so high on him, and Pulisic hasn't flopped as hard as him, but
No.
Pulisic's are still one of our best players. But
Yeah,
yeah, like one of the first players you see on a big club, like you said, Bayern Munich, and then he's just gone. So hopefully, I don't know where he is now. Hopefully, he's doing okay. But really wish he would have made it, man. Because I
I
actually
know.
really liked watching him.
He's still in Germany, I think in 2nd division. I think
Got
he
it.
scored a banger of a goal today, but hopefully, like, again, just like Zelalem, maybe he can turn it around. I think he's only, like, 28 years old. He's still young.
27, yeah, 27
27,
looks
yeah,
like.
look at him go, yeah, they're still young. Again, these players are, like, flop, quote, unquote "flop," but, like, doesn't mean they couldn't turn it around later in their career, so we'll
Yeah.
see.
I
Some of
think
them.
it's hard when you get to that I think it's hard when you get to that stage of, like, mid-20s and you're not
Mhm.
on a big club anymore. I think it's really hard to make a rebound. Like,
Yeah, I'm sure.
it's so
Like,
hard to, like,
especially, like,
bounce
mentally too, you know?
yeah, there's probably a million factors and even more that we don't know about because like, we've never played professionally, but
No.
still yeah, like, a lot's going on there.
That's just what we speculate, so, you know.
Yeah.
Alright, I think another midfielder that's good, that you mentioned to me, which is a good idea, is Will Trapp.
Oh, yeah, Will Trapp.
Yeah, Will Trapp, like, at that time, like, when he kinda was a little popular more was when he was playing with Columbus Crew, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he came on the scene, center defensive midfielder, looking like the next good product outside of, inside of MLS to go abroad or whatever. But I don't know, man. Like he just, again, another player just didn't live up to the hype, couldn't fulfill his solid starting
Yeah.
11 spot
He
with
was
USMNT.
really good in MLS. And I think he was like a very above average MLS player for Columbus Crew because I do remember watching him back in the day, and he got his chances with the men's national team.
Hmm.
Um, he was no, yeah. Thinking about it, he was one of the better MLS players and like young players as well, and
Yeah,
um,
I was excited
it
for
just
him
didn't
too.
translate over. I don't think right to national
No,
team. Yeah.
no, it didn't work good. And I know a lot of fans were kind of against him being on the national team, and I'm sure like you see that as a professional player, like reading stuff like online stuff.
Hmm.
So who knows
Yeah.
what could happen, but I think now he's with Inter Miami or something, right? Somewhere.
He's still going. Really? Yeah. No, he is right.
Yeah, he's still going, but
Uh,
he's somewhere. Somewhere in MLS, I think.
Somewhere in MLS. Yeah. So hey, he still had very solid MLS career, which is something to be proud of, right? That's the thing is
Yeah.
all these players have flopped, but like, and not many of them have just fallen off like the face of football. Like they're all still playing and they all still have careers. So
Yeah.
good for them.
Alright, let's talk about the good stuff now, where everybody wants to talk about the
Good stuff.
attackers. The attackers. Alright, let's see. First one, let's just get it off the way. Come on. Freddie Adu. Obviously, this dude's gonna be on here. Probably the most iconic flop player. Maybe not even for USMT, but just like outside of US soccer,
Yeah.
like in general.
Hmm.
Dang. Have you ever watched any Freddie Adu like skill
Nope.
moves back in the day?
Now,
No.
see, so he obviously I know the Freddie Adu story, but I
Yeah.
wasn't watching football when like Freddie Adu was. That was kind of before my time as a football fan.
Yeah. No,
So
same here.
yeah, okay,
I think I was young too. I was young back then, like to
yeah,
even like think about soccer or football the way I do now.
yep.
Yeah, but Freddie Adu, man, I think if I seen that in real life, like experienced that now, I would also hype the crap out of him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, so like, correct me if I'm wrong, but he was like one of the first like big like wonder kids of this like century, right? For us, like,
Yeah, yeah. I think he was actually our first ever wonder kid, like
yeah,
to
pretty much,
really
yeah,
be like touted as like the great, like a goat, future
yeah,
goat.
and
But
then just
he was just too young, man. That's where it went wrong. He was 14 years old, signed his first pro contract. Like
that's a
that's so
lot of
young.
pressure. That's
14
a
years
lot of
old.
pressure, man.
Yeah, to have the weight of the whole U.S. sporting country on your shoulders. That's
Yeah.
nuts, man.
Oh yeah.
That's nuts. All right. Speaking of attackers, how about this one? Bobby Wood.
Bobby Wood. The funny thing is, before like this call and we started talking about these players, I can't remember the last time I heard Bobby Wood's name. Like, but he was
He's the
all over the
forgotten
U.S.
player.
He was all over the U.S. team for a while, right?
He was, yeah. Like back, 2018
Yep.
era, like a little before. Like he was one of the main strikers alongside Altidore. Like,
Yep.
because Altidore was like the physical guy. Bobby Wood was like the pacey guy,
Mm-hmm.
the fast guy. To get the ball into him, and he scored some
Yeah.
good goals. But I don't know, man. Like he didn't have any big major injuries to kind of just like
Yep.
fall off. He just fell off out of favor.
Yeah, I actually really like Bobby Wood. Although he wasn't like a superstar player or anything, I felt like he did what he needed to do, and
He was solid.
I feel like with the players around him, right? Like the players he was playing with, he did well. Like, did anyone ever like was he ever predicted to be like our next big striker? That's the thing. Maybe he isn't as big of a flop as we think. Because I don't how much hype was there around him? I don't think there was that much, right?
Not as much as like a Julian Green or something.
Yeah. But there still was some.
Yeah, there was some,
Yeah.
but enough to be on the list. How about that?
For sure. Yeah. Enough to be on the list, but Bobby Wood, I really like Bobby Wood. I think he did what he did what he needed to do for the national team. Obviously, he could have done more, but I like Bobby Wood.
Yeah. I'm gonna bring it back a little bit. I did forget one player that could be midfield. Now I think used to play like in the wing back area,
Mhm.
who some people call the GOAT. Breck Shea.
People call him the GOAT.
This is like some joke online, I think.
All right.
Breck Shea, man. I mean, so I was not really into the Breck Shea, like, I don't know, like hype train. I never really like
Yep.
watched him too much. I was not like, all right, whatever, I don't care. I know he played for Stoke City back in the day.
Yeah.
That's all I knew about Breck Shea. But like I didn't think he was like this big hype person until I was making his, we worked on this video and I researched players and I
Mhm.
was like, oh shoot, Breck Shea was a player that people really touted to be really good for the U17.
Yeah, he was like between like coming up between like the 2010 and 2014 World Cup, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Again, that's like a time where I was just starting to become a fan. I mean, obviously I know Breck Shea like from MLS highlights like more
Yeah.
recently, but when he had that potential and had that hype behind him, I wasn't
Yeah.
following too much. So I don't want to say anything that I don't know, but from the looks of it, like the potential was there and just didn't live up to it, I guess. Yeah.
No. No. I think another player from the era that to wrap up this 11 could be Juan Agudelo. It sounds like obscure now thinking about it. But Juan Agudelo was a player coming from the New York Red Bulls Academy back in the day, But again, a player that I didn't follow really. I didn't really follow too much. I didn't see the hype behind him. The only thing I know about Juan Agudelo is that people thought he was going to be a good striker. And second, I saw his first goal with the U17 against Argentina back in the day live. I saw it
Oh,
live
did
in the
you?
stadium. Yeah, and I was like, because I was rooting for Argentina back then, because like Messi was playing, obviously.
Yeah.
And then it was like a 1-1 draw, and Agudelo scored like the tying goal. I was like, who is this guy? And then I looked him up, and people were like, Agudelo's gonna be like the next best striker, better than Altidore.
Wait, so you're telling me he just scored against Messi and then everyone's like he's gonna be the next big thing?
That's how it
Or he
seemed
was
like. To
art
me.
okay.
That's how it seemed to me. I was like, oh, maybe he is gonna be good, and then he
Yeah.
just nothing ever
Out of
happened.
nowhere.
No, nothing ever happened.
I didn't follow him too much. It seems like there's a common theme from this list of a lot of the players, or at least the majority, playing in like a similar era, from 2010 to 2020. I'm really excited. I'm actually not really excited. I don't know why I said that. I'm interested to see if we made this video in like 5 more years, how it would change, because I think we're gonna have a lot more players that we're gonna be like, yep,
Oh,
he
100%.
flopped, he flopped, he flopped, and actual like big flops because we have more people following. There's more hype behind a lot of these
Exactly.
players,
Yeah.
like
There's more
a Zach
exposure.
Steffen, or we'll see how some of these strikers now end up. Like we'll see where like a
Serginho
Ricardo
Dest.
Pepe's at in 5 years, or who were you gonna say?
Serginho Dest.
Yeah, Serginho Dest, man.
Dude, what a weird era he's in right now. Like he's just
Hmm.
not era, but like a weird time with Milan being on loan from Barcelona. Like he can't seem to fit in anywhere. That's
Yeah,
scary.
I think a lot of American players are like that. Like even like a Weston McKennie and a Christian Pulisic. Like a lot of them
Yeah.
are like they're struggling to find their sort of spot, right?
They need a team to be full-time starters and, like,
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
rejuvenate themselves and mentally also be, it's like ready to go, you know?
for sure, for sure.
Before we end the video, I wanna let you have the spot for a little bit. Where can the fans find you? Where can they, like, what's next for your channel? I know you're kind of over FIFA a little bit. You were saying in your
Yeah.
tweet, you're getting tired of it. What is next for you, man?
Yeah, doing Bfordlancer on YouTube, doing a lot of real life football videos, filming with some players here soon. Going to be going to the Champions League final next week, so that's gonna be a lot of fun.
Oh, damn.
Um,
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah, yeah. So filming some cool content. Check it out.
Hell yeah. All right, man. Thank you for coming to the channel, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to me and Jake Bfordlancer down in the description box. As always, thanks for kicking with me. I'll see you guys next time.
Peace.
Peace.